Okay, stream should be live now. Let me check the settings on this. Make sure it sounds okay. Okay, stream should be live now. Let me check. Okay. Might hear a little echo just for half a second. Get this put in the Discord. There we go. Alright. Hey everybody, it's Zelda Pro 064 here. Just want to apologize in advance for the other night. Said I was going to stream and then I didn't. I had something come up, so I was not able to stream. So I had planned on doing more Elden Ring and I didn't get a chance to. I had done a poll and everything, so yeah. Anyway, I apologize about that, but I'm streaming tonight. We're doing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I have played the original before. I've only played it once, and it's been like almost 2 years now since I've played it. And like I said, I only played through it once for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I really don't remember a whole lot other than this game was very trippy, but also very hilarious. So this is Ultra Deluxe. So I'm not sure what all they've added into this game since I last played it, but honestly, it's been so long that like any ending is just gonna feel kind of brand new anyway. So let's get into it. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. So it says.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
It's a pretty
Orders
simple
came
job.
to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And
Wow.
although others might have considered it soul-winning, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Good for Stanley.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Oh,
No
no.
one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. It has been so long since I played this. I don't even remember the story to this game. I totally forgot about all of this. Okay. Can I do anything? I can duck. So I can duck. Like, I want to move that camera faster.
All of
Yeah,
his co-workers were gone.
maybe a
What
little
could
bit
it
faster still.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Go into the meeting room. Where's the meeting room? What's that say? I hate Mondays. This looks like an area where the meeting room would be.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, I guess for this first run I'll do what the narrator says, because I don't remember what happens. And then we'll disobey the narrator later.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Office party. Heck yeah. I want to go to an office party. Wow. Let's complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda. Reflect. Beautiful. Good targets. Who moved my desk? Wait. Push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. Not cost efficient. Get Chris out of the broom closet. I remember that is something I do remember. I do remember the broom closet. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy who moved my desk. Please keep the targets on the topic of... Oh, good. Great. Wonderful. So, what are your dreams of the future? Synergy. Big part. What do people want? Things, money, more money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs. Graphs about things and money. We have our new product. What is hot? The stock market is somewhere here. Post review. We need less reviews. 402 plus 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule, but I think it's a stupid idea. More water coolers, more water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net, some sort of child tray. What? There's something in the idea bin. Wow. Alright, lot going on in this one room here. Oh, here's the broom closet. I can't go in the broom closet, can I?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, we're gonna go upstairs. Just gonna follow what the narrator says for this run. Oh, boss's office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
By sheer luck.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Ooh. What kind of dark shenanigans are going on in Officeville? I don't know. I don't remember. But down we go. We're gonna find out. That loading screen must be a major area we're going to.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
I feel like I didn't get this ending for a long time, the last time.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh man, I want to know what's. I really want to go that way, but like I said, this run we're gonna follow what the narrator says. We're just gonna do exactly what the narrator speaks. Mind control facility.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I don't know, did he? I guess I gotta keep going. See, like, since I've played this before, I sort of kind of remember this part. I at least remember this room, but I don't remember the significance of it all. So press this next.
Now the monitors jump to life, their true nature revealed. Each
I am
bore the
sorry.
number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Wow. Boop.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
Yeah,
His
don't
own
accept it,
life
Stanley.
in someone else's control? Never.
Never.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yeah, heck yeah. System power. Yeah, we're gonna turn it off. Freedom. No more mind control for Stanley.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
Yeah.
Stanley stepped through the open door.
Yeah. Outside.
Stanley
Yeah.
felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was
Yeah.
exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Look at that. True ending right from the get-go. We did it, guys. Trophy earned. Beat the game. Look at that. We did it. We beat the game. Get your first trophy is also a trophy. I bet this game has weird trophies. So that's it. That's pretty much like the most basic storyline for Stanley Parable that you can get that I remember. Although I remember when I played this game the first time, that was like one of the last endings I got. But now we're back here.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So is any other area opened up? I don't think so. I don't think I can go anywhere else right now. So
when Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I feel like I remember if you wait for a while, something else happens. I could be wrong. Yeah, I can't go back through that door. Let's go left again, and let's try to do something different on this path.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase,
Alright, so
Stanley
here's our first
walked
split.
upstairs to his boss's office.
Let's start at the end. Let's go hit yes or on instead of off. Let's do that first.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of
I forgot
any
what the
human
password
life.
was.
What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay, I don't guess there's anything over here. Now, is something different if I hit the up button? I don't think so. No. Looks like it is the same thing. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go straight to the end, do everything we just did, but instead of hitting off on the machine, we'll hit on. We'll see what happens different. Because honestly, I really don't remember hardly anything else that went on.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Although I am
Mind
really
Control
curious what's
Facility.
over here. But I guess we'll do that. We'll do that next after this. So we'll do everything else we just did, but we'll go do the opposite of how we got the last ending.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
And boop.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Forgot what number
Each
was
bore
I?
the number of an employee
4.
in the building. Stanley's
I forgot what my
co-workers,
number was.
The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a
It
screen.
was 4
and Stanley,
something, I
one
thought.
of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Freedom and nothing. Press the
This
button.
mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was
Oh,
happy with
there's a
his
dude that was
boring
fired
job?
over
That
there.
his emotions had been
601
manipulated
got
to
fired.
accept
I didn't notice that the
blindly?
first time.
No.
Oh,
He
that one
refused to
says fire
believe it.
too.
He couldn't accept it. His
104.
own life in someone
I
else's
wonder if that has
control.
significance in
Never.
some shape or
It was
fashion, like a code or
unthinkable,
something.
wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or
Don't think
sad
there's another
or
path
content. Walking, eating,
over
working.
here. I think I just gotta
All
go
of it
switch
monitored
to...
and commanded from
Yeah.
this very place. And as
Nothing
the
else in
cold
this room that
reality
I
of
can
his
do.
past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again
Okay,
exert
are these
its
buttons I can
terrible
push? I
power
don't think
over
so.
another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Alright, here we go. We're gonna not dismantle the controls. We're gonna turn them on, in fact. Let's see what happens. Boop.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you
Aaron,
enslaved
what's
all
up?
these years, you go and
Hola.
you tried to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only
Oh,
so
pretty
much
good.
that
I
machine
just
can
started.
do. You were supposed
I got
to
the
let it
first
go,
ending.
turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the
Oh.
event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
Well, this is a
How
very
long until
drastic
detonation?
turn.
Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more
Oh.
fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time
Okay.
to shine. You are the star. It's your story now.
No, it's going good. Just got the original ending, like the first ending, and now this whole place is about to explode. So that's great.
Until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More
Never
time
played
to
this
talk
game, but
about
you've seen a tiny bit, and it seems
me.
interesting. It is very interesting. It's a very strange
This
game.
means I
It's
barely
very
know
weird.
where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
Oh, shoot.
A moment of solace
That
before
was
you're
4, so that means there's 3 other buttons somewhere.
In a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it,
There's
I
3.
simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into
5?
the ground,
There's 5
swallowing
buttons?
everyone inside.
Shoot.
Or I let
I'm
it
gonna run
burn
out of
to a
time.
crisp. I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much.
2.
You know what? To hell with it.
I'm so
I'm going to
confused.
put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
4.
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
Oh, bless you,
Oh,
sir.
dear me. What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Yes.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
Wow, he's
These
calling me
number
out.
buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Very confused.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment.
Incorrect.
But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see
What am
you
I supposed to be
made
doing?
humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. but I'm going to destroy it
Yeah,
first.
I'm
So
really confused too. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing.
take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being
I don't know
blown
what
to
I'm trying
pieces.
to accomplish.
Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me,
Oh, like
I
the
will
screen.
be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I
Well,
say happily ever after.
so is there actually a way to get out of that room? Where's Jackson when you need him? I know, right? Where is Jackson? Jackson knew everything about Elden Ring. Maybe Jackson can come in. No, we need Ace. Ace knows this game. He's the one that introduced me to this game, actually. We need Ace up in the chat. He could probably tell us. Well, I guess that was technically an ending, but I never figured that room out, so I'm not quite sure what we were supposed to do.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting.
So I guess that counted as an ending.
Simply missed a memo.
Nothing different in this room, doesn't look like. I know when you get certain endings, like these opening rooms will change sometimes. Oh, new content. Okay.
Oh, new content? What
Yeah.
does that mean, new content?
How many endings are there? I have no idea. I know there's a lot. I'm guessing this is what Ultra Deluxe. This is some of the new stuff that I've never seen before. Which, like I've said, it's been a long time since I've played this game. I think I played this game during lockdowns and the pandemic and stuff, so it's been a hot second. I've only played it once. That was the only time I ever played it. I think
Hello,
this is
and
new.
thank you for playing the Stanley Parable
Yeah, this is
Ultra
definitely new.
Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Uh-huh.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Beautiful.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Yes, definitely.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh boy.
Oh, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Hey, me too.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Yes, I agree.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, here we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content.
Yay, new content.
Ready. Let's do it.
I mean, the old content would still kind of feel like new content since I really don't remember much.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley
The real
Parable
question is why
Ultra
wasn't
Deluxe
Stanley in Smash?
mostly tedious.
That is the real
It's as if
question.
Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the
Oh,
content,
content.
Stanley.
Oh, some pretty nice content.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Ooh. Jumping. Oh, I only have so many jumps. Oh, but it has to be in the... Okay. Interesting. Oh, and I can press any button to jump. Wow, this is pretty exciting content. Oh, I'm out of jumps on the jump circle. That was pretty exciting.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Yeah.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is
Yes.
new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Yeah, same. What new content?
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid.
You know what?
It could
This is your
never have
fault,
lived up to
narrator.
such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Oh, is it actually just gonna restart? That's gonna be hilarious if that's actually all that was in the new content. I guarantee there's more than just that, but that's funny though. And see, the thing is about this game would totally do that. Oh, no, this is new. Started me off somewhere different. Okay, okay.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Well, what if I want to go up there? Okay, you know what? We'll follow the narrator. He's never let us down. He always leads us to good endings. Oh, that's quite the drop. Yeah, no, this game is very confusing. There's, I don't know, it kind of has a main story, but like, kind of doesn't. It's kind of just
Okay, you
you
remember how
screwing
cheap
around
and
with the
unsatisfying
narrator.
the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just
Oh,
our little secret. Take a look.
okay.
I
Ooh,
call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've
outside.
been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was
Don't forget.
before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Interesting. It's like a museum for the original Stanley parody or a parable. Oh, I said parody. New video game releasing today. Creator surprisingly down to earth. Wow. 50% off a designer hat, but a small creature owns the other half. Okay. Alright. Great. Deals tough choices. No, it's not readable. Very oddly giving you layers of fear vibes. It kind of does. It has almost like a horror game vibe just because of like just the isolation that this game has. but I don't remember anything actually like really scary happening in this
And over
game.
here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Oh. So do we go up there or do we go down here? Aaron, you decide. Up or down? I'll go wherever you say. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Down there. Up there. Down there. Up there. Balls in your court. Down faux show. Okay. Memory zone maintenance. Oh. Well, that was exciting. It's the old man who has candy. Well, that didn't work out well. Person of the year. Wow.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature
He's
of
just
choice
reading
in
the
games,
reviews,
and one that
like
offers some of the
actual
most enjoyable,
reviews about the
surprising, and
original
rewarding
Stanley
choices
Parable.
I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
The serious room? I want to go in the serious room. Did I just go back the way I came?
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't
Oh, now
give
we
to
can go down
back,
here.
to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
You like the serious room? It's serious? Oh.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Let's see.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick.
I'm curious if that was like an actual review that someone had left. I bet it was. That's hilarious. Raccoon City, yes. She's gonna be Leon Kennedy. She's gonna show up out of nowhere. Give Stanley a gun or shoot some zombies. More reviews. What's this one say?
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't.
Resident Evil 9, the Stanley Parable.
What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Aw, poor narrator. He tries his best, even though he just blew me up 5 seconds ago.
You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Okay then, I guess we're gonna get a skip button.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's...
This
Okay,
is beautiful.
welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait. How do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would
So Aaron, should I press the button again, or should I just keep letting him talk?
Can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window, or something like that?
I mean, he would eventually have to quit talking, right?
A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your...
Skip.
Stanley! Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every
I'm so curious if we actually just let him keep talking, if it would go on for 12 hours.
There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
There's no way.
Here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking, and you saying...
But then what happens if you don't press the button, though?
It's exactly the same as always. Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel.
I feel like he would just keep going. I don't know.
I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching.
Because like the thing is, he can just keep talking now, but like I could press the button again if I wanted to.
And God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along?
I mean, I'm not fully stuck. I'm sure if I keep hitting the button, I'll eventually get out of here. I'm not going to stay in this room forever.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year.
A
Have you ever
year,
sat down in
dang.
one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the long...
Wow. Oh no, did the narrator die? Has it been so long that he's dead now? Oh no, is he not going to say anything? Oh, what's that? There's a camera watching me. Hmm. Oh, hi, Zach. I don't like that noise.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes?
Oh,
Where are the
okay, bye,
jokes? They
Zach.
bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain
So
us,
why
now
is
he
he
won't
back
shut
now?
up. It's the
No, we just skip him again. The camera's not working anymore. Has anything changed back here? No. Okay, see ya.
The end is never the end, 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 is never.
Wow. Very confused when the narrator doesn't speak. Oh, that's new. That is definitely new. Oh, there's light now. So much time has passed that the building's corroding. Wow. Oh. Compelling gameplay. This looks about the same. I think the narrator's actually just gone now. Oh, button fell down. Oh, the whole building just... Can I still press the button? I guess not. Freedom. Wow. It's a desert. Just gonna keep walking away. Just gonna keep going straight. Whatever happens, happens. Just gonna keep walking away from that. Go this way. The end is never the end, is never the end. That was odd. Oh, we're back in the original room.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now the question is the new content door still there? New content. Now there's even more new content.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Okay. Excuse me. Alright, new content. Okay, gonna hop back in the elevator.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh. Oh, well, there we go.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Alright, I'm buying this. I'm down.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there.
Indeed.
It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
New features. Let's see what the Stanley Parable 2 would have to offer.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Hear your name in the game. That's new. What?
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated.
Just right, too small, too big.
So
the road to the perfect button.
My first addition to the game is this button, which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Okay, let's see what it does. I highly doubt it's going to say my name.
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it.
Okay, I am now Jim.
Here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
I am now a person named Jim.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim. Sleeping and waking as Jim. Falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim. Seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim. And as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Okay.
Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
I am
If so,
Jim.
then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money.
Yes,
Let's take a
absolutely.
break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Yeah. Let's take a step back. That's a little too much power there, since I am Jim. What other new features does Stanley Parable
I
2
suppose I
have?
could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Okay. I feel like I'm skipping stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna go back real quick. I don't want to miss anything. Please no screenshots. Reassurance bucket. Oh, what's in here?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Happy 12th birthday, Stepniece, or get well someday? Let's go this one.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Oh, well. Great. That's good. That's great. Feel
Actually,
validated.
maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Oh, the jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Aw. Shouldn't have used all my jumps. Oh. Free, new, and easy trophy. Can't believe it's that simple. Yeah, let's go get a trophy. Free, easy trophy. Yeah. It just works. Oh, pull the lever, receive your new trophy. No more steps.
Now,
Okay.
here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Well, what if I wanted a free trophy? Somehow I knew I wasn't going to get a free trophy out of that.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Good question. I still need to go check out... Oh, Infinite Hole. It won't end. Let's go check out an Infinite Hole. Infinite Hole.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning
Oh,
leap
I didn't
forward
mean
for
to
video
actually
games as a medium.
jump in there.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things. Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley.
You liar.
You're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the whole
Mostly infinite.
If
I don't even think this would be
you,
considered
then
mostly
press
infinite.
the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
So what if I just stay here? Guess nothing's gonna happen.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't
did.
help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole. I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow, okay, yeah. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that
that's a way to put it.
At the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge?
Yeah.
You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the, teleport button not working?
It is not.
You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was still nothing. Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity.
Oh, we shall. Love this hole. It's a beautiful hole. Woo. 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 You can't jump. Oh. The hole is descending. What's happening? It's becoming a hole again. It's very dramatic. Any button change your perspective? Oh. Wow. I'm very confused. That's changing music. Oh. 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 Oh, it's puppies. What is going on? How do I make it go back to the puppies? Oh, I'm just upside down. Wow. Error.
Stanley? Stanley! Stanley! Oh good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it.
You're right.
Miss a single moment.
Yes,
So
thank you,
how
Mr.
about if I
Narrator.
just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really truly focused on the hole.
Yes, I appreciate
From the
that.
looks of
Thank you.
things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Oh. What's happening now?
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
All right. Oh, I can't. Oh. Okay. Alright, let's finally see what's over here. I am tempted to jump back in the hole again, just to see what happens. Oh look, mostly infinite hole. That's great. Guess I can't go in there. Yeah, I'll go back to the hole again, just to see if something different happens. Actually, I want to see what the hole looks like now. Is it deep, or is it... Oh, I can't go see it? Well, okay. I guess we gotta go somewhere else. I guess the only other place I haven't explored yet would be over here. Did the free trophy. Yeah, let's over here first before we go up the stairs. Nothing, alright. Exit, jump circle, and collectibles. Yeah, so let's go check out collectibles. Ooh boy.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh, nice. Collected it. 1 out of 6. Collect them all. Oh, so we're gonna go on a trophy hunt. Okay, alright. Alright.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Yeah, what a shame. Let's see what happens if I go back in here again. Still nothing. Well, I guess I'd try to go collect more of the little trophies. I've not seen any more, but maybe they don't spawn until after I grab the first one. Can I jump in the infinite hole again? Did that door reopen? Nope. Don't have any more jumps in the jump circle. Hey Zach, welcome back. I went in an infinite hole, but it wasn't infinite, so it's mostly infinite. Reassurance bucket. I've not checked that out yet. Let's go see what the reassurance bucket is.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting.
Oh.
You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes.
Yeah, probably a big one.
Is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Oh, I guess I shall. How am I liking the game? Well, so I've played the original. I actually streamed the original on Purple Coin. I guess it was back in 2020. It was back when the lockdowns and stuff were happening. And I don't remember a whole lot about it, but I remember it just being really weird. But now I'm doing the new content. And yeah, I'm liking it just as much as I liked the original game, if not maybe a little bit more. Oh.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Wow. Yes, I'm very excited for the Stanley Parable 2. All these new features and everything. Yeah, I just have this bucket now. So that's pretty rad.
Does anyone give out awards for most
Is the narrator hitting on me? I
bucket
think
in a
so.
video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Oh, merch. Let's check out the merch. I saw the new content. Oh, that's an actual like QR code. Hold on. I'm gonna see what this QR code does. You people on stream, if you wanna pull up your cameras, see if you can get the QR code to do anything for you. I might have to get closer to the screen. Oh, it actually works. It takes you to... Wow. Welcome to the official website of the Stanley Parable 2. A sequel, huh? Watch our helpful and informative video to learn more about the Stanley Parable and what the journey of becoming a sequel is all about. If you're more of a prequel sort of person, check out the Stanley Parable. Wow, there's like an actual video and everything to watch on here.
Say there, Timmy. What's that you're enjoying? Why, it's breakfast, of course. Everyone loves breakfast. But did you know that breakfast is getting a sequel? That's right. It's called Lunch. And critics are raving that lunch will be everything breakfast was and more. With a little luck, we may even get a trilogy series out of it. Say, you know what a sequel is, don't you, Timmy? Why, sequels are the world's way of clinging helplessly to the past.
It's like a black and white film. It was a little boy named Timmy eating breakfast.
Sequels so popular. New ideas are dangerous, Timmy, and they can lead to early aging. This eager-minded young thinker is just 29 years old.
They know my name. Oh, Zach, you missed the button that says your name. Yeah, button. Well, it says Jim, but earlier it said that it says your name.
And if you look around you, you'll find them everywhere you go. For instance, this man is developing a sequel to the automobile, which we'll call the vertical automobile. It's a useless, impractical invention. And in 2 days'
Oh my gosh, this video is 10 minutes long.
Not all terrible.
Let's skip a little
In
bit.
fact, blackmail is the currency of social progress. From your neighborhood grocer to the teacher at your school to the man who helps you steal for today, tomorrow, and into the great unknowable beyond.
All right, that's great. Taste the sequel now in Expo Hall 2. Learn more. Huh. Well, all right, there you go. That was interesting. You really enjoyed the video. You couldn't see. I'll go hit the gym button again, especially now that I've got this bucket. Seems like the right thing to do. Wonder if I can still hit the button.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much, Jim. I'm putting the gym button away.
No.
Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
No! Bring the gym button back! Oh. He made me lose the gym button. But I became Jim. I was Jim. I wish I could fall down the almost infinite hole again. Pretty sure I've done everything in here now. I'm being silenced. Yes, I am. Guess I'm just gonna exit now with my reassurance bucket. Oh, I can't exit. Okay, so there's something that I'm missing. Something I haven't done yet. But what is it? I've got my reassurance bucket. Maybe if I take this back to the infinite hole.
Come now. You've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
Okay, I still can't press those. Okay. I'm pretty sure this door is still blocked off, so I don't think I can go to the infinite hole again. I can't. What else is there to do? Go back to collectibles again. Oh no, there's not anything I can do. Jump circle, I did that. This map, free trophy. But this is the name of the player that's playing the game. Merch, settings, world. I guess I still haven't done settings, world champion, or office decorations. Those are the two I've not seen yet. Let's see. But settings, world champion had the... It was blocked off when I tried to go in there. Office decorations? What takes me to exit?
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
I guess so.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features?
Yes,
I know it's
10
not
out of
exactly
10.
clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work.
I think
There's
so too.
definitely a good game in there somewhere. So
Absolutely, especially with the reassurance
I'll
bucket.
arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Yes.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Woo.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is
What's my opinion on
better. I feel
Snickers?
good about this. Here we
Like the
go.
candy bar?
Version 2.
Because I love them. They're delicious.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
S, A, B, C, D, or F.
I wanted more than anything to create a
I want to say
sequel that would
S,
capture
but
all the magic
I
of the
don't know.
first
That's
game.
a pretty
I
high
wanted
score.
fans to love it.
I mean,
No matter
Snickers
how
are like
good
my
these
favorite
gags
candy
are, they
bar.
won't stand on their own. They would need the structure.
But I don't know if I
and
can
gameplay
just
of the
give something an
original.
S.
Wait.
I'm giving it an S.
Maybe that's
I love
it.
Snickers.
I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game.
No lower than an A.
Possibly, well, I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and
Well, Logan has
uncompromising
bad
conviction,
opinions,
"This
as we
is the
have
Stanley
noted in our
Parable 2."
group chat.
Let me see if I can whip something up.
That's crazy. How can you not like Snickers?
Go ahead. Take a look.
I totally missed everything that was happening because you were making me talk about Snickers. Now I don't know what's happening. What am I taking a look at? What did he do? Oh, we're playing the Stanley Parable too. This is awesome. Yes, this is great. You need me with y'all when you make tier list videos? Yes, I agree. Well, the thing is, Logan even disagreed with us, like, hard about, like, when we did that Zelda podcast where we, like, ranked our favorite, like, top 10 Zelda games. Like, Logan disagreed with us very hard on that as well.
Of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was
Oh, it's the balloons that I picked.
Employee number 427's job.
So we're doing the first game again, but with all the elements of 2. Logan has bad opinion.
Orders came to
Agree.
him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I'm excited to play the original
And then
Stanley
one day,
Parable
something
with
very
all the
peculiar
new
happened.
features that I just
Something
explored.
that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour.
I'm going to load. Have you seen
one
all the new content,
single
Zach?
order
Or
had
played it? Do
arrived
you
on
know,
the
like,
monitor for him
have you
to
seen all
follow.
this before?
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting.
I love that the
or
balloons
even
are just
say
flying around
hi.
everywhere now. That's awesome.
Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was
You have?
very
Okay.
clearly wrong.
I'm completely
Shocked,
blind to the new
frozen
content.
solid,
So this is all
Stanley
new.
found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright, here we go. Not all, but a good bit.
All of his co-workers were gone.
So did
What
you
could
see
it
the
mean?
whole thing with the bottomless
Stanley
hole?
decided to go to the
An
meeting
infinite
room.
hole?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I loved that. That was hilarious. Oh, it's the reassurance bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Yes. That's right, I did. That's right, I picked up the bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh man. Do I actually follow the narrator this time or do I go right? Bucket Gang. I mean, I've been following the narrator almost this whole time. Let's be different this time.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
That's right. The bucket. Employee lounge.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room?
Yes.
Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Yes, bucket. We follow the bucket.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
No, it wasn't.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, we're following the bucket.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Can I fall off here? Oh, I can. Oh. Oh, it's one of the trophies, yes!
Found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines.
Nice.
Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I shall. I will treasure this greatly. I guess I just fall now? Or no, I can come up here. Okay. Could you go on the edge like that in the original game? Because I don't think I ever did that. Where am I? It doesn't matter. I've got my reassurance bucket. You couldn't? Okay. Oh.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this
No, Bucket's
bucket
not evil.
is
Bucket
in
is
my
reassuring.
arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me. What's that? Who's there? Camporata.
Oh no. Am I about to have something scary chase me for the bucket? That's scary. I don't want... maybe I don't want the bucket anymore. How much would I pay for that bucket? Well, I was gonna say, there is... Cash is not an object, but now I'm a frightened lad.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
Oh
simply
man,
missed
do
a
I
memo.
pick up the bucket? I don't want something to start chasing me. I don't know.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Keeping the bucket. Keeping the bucket. Yeah, bucket gang. Oh, this is different. This is different. Oh boy.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Now the question is, do I actually go left this time, or do I go right? Let's go right and not go down the hole this
This
time.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
It's kind of playing out pretty
And here
similar,
it
isn't it?
was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
Maybe it's
was
not
this
different.
better than... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So
The
he
bucket
threw
is my
himself
dearest
to his
friend.
death, that they might die in one another's arms.
Aw,
How deeply touching.
that's precious. That was a precious ending right there. That's the way to go out. Just me and the bucket. Good old bucket. Well, you know what?
All of his
Nothing chased me.
co-workers Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Narrator's saying something different this time.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Yes. I should go to the meeting room? Okay. I shouldn't
touched
ride the
bucket
lift?
tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Well, I'll do what chat says. Is the bottomless hole going to be over here? Oh. This is different. Mission status. Interesting. Weird spinning figurines. Trust the completionist instinct. Okay. Broom closet. No, I want to go inside.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
No, we didn't. And I'm glad we didn't. Look what we
Another miniature
found.
Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands?
Mini
Stanley
stands?
figs? Or what
Stanley
about
figs?
Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Stanley. Okay, I remember in the first game, this like got really
But Stanley
trippy.
just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley.
Garbage
Maybe,
name, I
he thought to
agree.
himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all.
Oh, come on,
That's
bucket.
strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely
yeah,
no
I hate
good
it when
would
I end
come
up
from
with
this.
someone else's
Who knows
bucket.
what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket.
Wait, did he just drop the bucket?
Now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. Now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad.
No.
Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Yes, I must find my
But it truly
bucket.
did. He rushed forward from room to room,
Possibly
passing
someone
by
else's
one
bucket. There's a
after the
bucket.
next. None of them were his.
Oh, there's
None
a lot
them
of
were his
buckets.
special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley!
It's like ending up with someone
Find
else's
me.
trumpet. Yes,
He
exactly.
had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then
Oh, there's a
suddenly,
lot of
he
buckets.
was dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was
Maybe the
incredibly
bucket.
painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Oh. So what happens when you
This
drop
is a
your
story
bucket?
of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket.
True.
Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him.
Shouldn't have dropped the
Perhaps
bucket.
he didn't even realize he'd forgotten
Real
his
bucket was
at
the
home
friends who
in the
made along
first
the
place.
way.
How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter.
Yes, appreciate your buckets
She had no time for this.
while you still
There
have
were
them.
a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And
Especially when
she
you have a
backflipped
bucket.
all the way to work.
She backflipped all the way to work. That's impressive. Mariella got some impressive moves backflipping all the way to work. That's dang. I can't even just do a backflip, much less backflip all the way to work. Wow.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
So now the question is, do I take the bucket with me or do I leave the bucket this time? What do you think I should do, Zach? Should I take the bucket or leave it? You could do that, you just don't feel like it. Uh-huh. Bucket gang. Alright.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Yes, I'm home.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Alright, we'll go back to the meeting room again. This time we'll go
Coming to a
upstairs.
staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Boss's office. Nothing there.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Wonder if the
Crushed by
password's
the
still the
weight of this
same.
revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Thank you,
Even
bucket.
now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The
Oh,
bucket
that's
would.
nice. Thanks, bucket.
And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
2845.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
The
Was it
VIP
the bucket
bathroom.
knew all along? Was the
Almost
bucket
did, then
guiding
turned
him?
around.
Yes,
I don't even know where the
this
VIP
certainly
bathroom
the
is.
most
I didn't know that was a
logical
thing.
explanation.
Okay, after it loops us back, tell me where to go. Okay, so far so good. I don't know if I've ever been in the VIP bathroom. If I have, I don't remember.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Nice. I wonder. Can I go back up?
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad
That's literally what I
buttons,
just said.
there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
After the staircase, go left and open the door. Oh, you can open that door. Okay. Good to know. I'll try that next time. So I gotta go press the number 3? Is that what he was saying?
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Wow, he said. The number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent.
Don't be
This
silent,
was a
bucket.
shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Well, what if I just want to keep pressing the number 3? If I press a different number. Okay, I guess nothing happens. It's not anything else I can do? I don't think so. That's a lot of 3s, Zach.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
I don't think Bucket understands. Bucket needs to get on my level, honestly.
A hint of regret nagged in the back of Stanley's mind. Should he demonstrate the number 3 for the bucket again?
I think so.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
You know what? We don't need the bucket. If the bucket's not going to appreciate our number 3, then who needs them? We don't need the silly bucket. We'll go press 3 again anyway.
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all. Only silence.
Wow, Bucket.
Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
Wow. Screw Bucket. You know, I thought you were cool, Bucket. Bucket's not cool at all.
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's?
Yeah, what's
The
wrong with you,
question caused
Bucket?
Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely
Bucket
there was
has
a solution,
changed.
mustn't there be?
Shame on Bucket. What if we show Bucket the number 3? Just even one more time. I'd be really sad if we have to go through all these loading screens and actually nothing happens.
Said Stanley. I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it.
Good idea,
Then the
Stanley.
bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others.
Yes.
It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work.
Exactly. This is different.
For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it
Live,
until it
the
couldn't
guy
be
who went to
refined
Mars.
a single measure further.
How we did it, the
When the
pyramids.
big day arrived, Stanley
World's
was
healthiest
as
human being,
prepared
all
as
tricks
he'd
revealed.
ever been for anything in his life.
Wow. World peace, baby. Stanley, tonight. World's first sentient machine. Q&A with. Okay, alright. Yes, 3s. Look at that, 3s. This is a big night
This
for
was
us,
it.
Bucket.
One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one.
Do I want to go over there? I don't want to go in the elevator, right? An audience with the dude who came up with pizza. Three. Okay, yeah, I do want to go in the elevator. Yes, all the 3s.
There was no one here.
No
Nobody had come
audience?
to the press conference to hear Stanley speak.
Oh,
to listen to
no.
him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over.
Oh,
He
no.
was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure. And in that moment, Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously.
Oh,
There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant.
oh
They
no.
spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since
This
that
is
day
worst
at the
ending.
press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends.
Wow, all
And
because
Stanley,
Bucket wouldn't
having for once in his
share
life
my passion
discovered
of the
the
number
warmth
3.
and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
Why did no one show up to my press conference? This was just sad. Depressing even. Wow.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Frick Bucket. We don't need Bucket. Bucket didn't care about the number 3.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We're gonna go to the VIP bathroom without him. We don't need Bucket. Yeah. Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Broom closet's changed a little bit, I think.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No
It's
reason
not
to
empty.
still
There's
be
some stuff
here.
in here. There's like a mop and one of the mop buckets and
It was baffling that
some
Stanley was
tools.
still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is,
Bucket.
he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Yeah, I think next time I'm gonna grab Bucket and take it to the broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines. And now
Were we
I'm
too
torn
hard on
between
Bucket?
Stanley
Absolutely
wheels
not.
and Figlets.
Bucket
What
didn't
do you think?
appreciate the number 3
What
like
name
we
better
did.
encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
We were definitely not too hard on Bucket. Although I wonder, can we go back? I don't think we can. No, we were not the problem.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Oh. I like this calming New Age music. Think we tried so hard to get Bucket to understand us that we didn't understand Bucket? Nah,
Feeling
frick Bucket.
soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I understood Bucket perfectly. Bucket doesn't appreciate the number 3 and pressing it multiple times on a keyboard. If Bucket doesn't appreciate 3, then Bucket doesn't appreciate us. If I go back up, I don't want to go back up. I'm tired of loading screens. We're going to do something different this
Stanley
time.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind
Escape.
Control Facility.
Escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh. That sounds fun.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At
But
this
we're
point,
not.
Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
It's true. Death is an escape. Oh, that's kind of horrifying. Is it bottomless hole? I don't think so. Bottomless hole was round. Or infinite hole, I mean. Oh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Goodbye. Adios.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated, as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
I'm alive. I don't know if this was in the original game, but if it was, I never did this.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
It doesn't say the Stanley Parable 2, so I have a feeling this is something from the original that I just never saw.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Wow. This is deep. Credits! Look at that. Beautiful. It's over here. Ah. Warzone. Designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient. It would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Well, alright. Alright. No, I didn't. Wait, I didn't see. I didn't get to read it. Blue game. Capybaras. Wow. Fan letters. Look at this. Fan mail. Are you gay? From Dink Dunk. Wow. Lot of mails. Okay, I feel like that will just take forever. Does Bruno Mars is gay? The apartment timer is the previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending. A timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. I do remember that. I feel like. Just like behind the scenes of the Stanley Parable. Ah. That's the exit.
Oh, look Look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No,
Also, who's this
perhaps
lady?
not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Yeah, laughter's kind of freaky.
But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game.
As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it.
I
Don't
can't
let
stop
time
the
choose you.
PlayStation because
Don't
I'm
let
streaming. I'm streaming. I can't stop a PlayStation. I can't. I can't because I'm streaming, and then the stream would end. But Zach, the stream would end. I killed him, but I didn't kill the stream.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Wow. Bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around.
Okay, I forgave Bucket. We're going to take
Stanley
Bucket to the broom
clutched
closet.
bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I want to show him how wonderful and beautiful the broom closet is.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
Wow.
I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
What if I
know
do?
how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend.
Bucket's no friend of mine. Bucket didn't
Giving it a
respect
name
the
calling
number
now, it
3.
seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined.
I want to give the bucket
Now,
to the broom closet, but there's no options for me
That
to.
you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments.
No.
Expand on the wide variety of experiences
I want to
you
leave the
and
bucket here
have
because
shared
it does
together.
not respect the
Go
number
through
3.
each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional
Yeah, we're not
landscape of
friends
your
with Bucket
feelings for the
anymore.
bucket, as they have changed
Bucket
and
let us
evolved
down.
over the years. Let him have it.
That's right.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature
I don't
of
want the
cleaning
sticker
supplies
on there
and their
because Bucket
relationship
is
to
not my
broom closets
friend.
in the natural order of things.
Bucket is
All
not
right,
my friend.
I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're
That is
holding
pretty
a
logical
bucket or
there.
not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, "Ah, it's a bucket." There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
He makes a good point. That's a really good point. Never thought about it that way before.
You
Yeah, I
know
still
what?
want to
I
surrender the
could take
bucket.
the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can
Yeah.
stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Well, what if I want to give up bucket to the broom closet? I don't guess I can. That's sad. Oh, stay in the closet? Did I already mess it up? I figured it was over. Zach, I think you lied to me. I think we just need to take bucket to the,
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
get an ending if you wait a while. Do you really? Or are you just saying that just to say that? Didn't you say we need to take bucket here anyway? I thought you wanted me to take bucket to the VIP bathroom.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the wind, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes.
Oh,
this
this
is
is for
certainly
the
most
figure.
logical explanation.
Well, darn, shoot. Well, I guess we'll get the other broom closet ending later. How long do you have to wait in the broom closet before it gives you an ending?
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read,
So what if we go this
Control
way
Facility.
this time with the
Although this
bucket?
passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
A while.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
But can you kill a bucket? Can you kill a bucket? That's the real question.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace
We
the
knew
bucket,
this about
but what
Bucket
use is a
from
sense
the
of
get-go.
ease when you're about to be crushed to death?
Because Bucket let us
This is
down
what
about the
Stanley
number
thought to
3.
himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
Exactly, we should have left it in the
Farewell,
broom
Stanley.
closet.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came
This is
to an
playing
end,
out pretty
as it was
similarly
crushed
to the last time we
violently
were
to
in
death.
here. I thought having bucket with us would change it a little more, but I don't guess so.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Wait, where'd the bucket go? Oh, this is playing out different. The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you have learned out here with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were in ignorance and darkness? Good question. Let's see the bucket exhibit.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Wow. It's kind of harsh. You know, the bucket didn't appreciate the number 3. Stanley did, though. Inferno bucket. Wow. Caveman with bucket.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Oh, the hanging bucket. Is that the bottomless hole? Oh. Oh, what did I do?
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision for...
Well, I disagree with her because Bucket does not appreciate number 3, and I will never forgive him for that. I will never forgive Bucket for that, ever. Nope.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on
Wow.
another thrilling adventure together.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him.
So I'm gonna
telling
ride
him
the
that
thing.
employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. A cargo lift, yes. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I think the narrator's trying to do a tricky on us. What do you think, Zach?
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone,
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Maybe I won't pick up the phone. Yeah, I don't trust Bucket either. Gonna unplug the phone. Oh, that actually worked.
Hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
Nope, I don't get the joke.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I didn't laugh either. It wasn't funny. I don't trust the narrator.
What is comedic timing? What is
Oh, this looks like the video from the website that I had to watch
How does
earlier.
it work? How long should it last?
Very similar
How can
vibes.
it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes.
Oh,
Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are
Very
the
specific.
optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor.
humor.
Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest
Yeah, see, this
possible
is why
voice,
narrator wasn't
"I'm
funny. He didn't
Dunny
follow these
with the
steps.
funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with the funny. I'm Dunny with the funny. I'm Dunny with the funny. I'm Dunny with the funny.
Good.
I'm
This
Dunny
saying
with the
is a
funny.
perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective
makes
survey
sense.
should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's
Yeah.
all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter.
Yes, you need to
and even
include that
tripled over in laughter
and
in no time
Logan
at all.
not understand
Just
at all.
remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Comedy.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Okay. Let's see if he gets more funny.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley. The bucket spoke? The bucket spoke? Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Oh, I'm missing a sticker from the bucket. The bucket sticker that was on the bucket is gone. Just now realized that. I don't know if it's been gone this whole time or if I'm just now noticing.
Here we go. You ready?
Yes.
When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Well, what if I go right? Yeah, we won't know if it's a bucket.
What? We're back at the phone already? No, what's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. Now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room.
Yeah, you just forgot.
Mistake. I've made a fool of myself.
You
I don't
sure
deserve
did.
the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think...
No, there was no teleportation. You just forgot that the phone room was right after the two-door room.
Video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Or I could just keep going right.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Just go right again.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley
what if I go
and the bucket
left?
came to a set of
Well,
two
what if I
open doors,
what if I
they
keep
entered
going
the door
right?
on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Okay, maybe I'll go left this
Here we
time.
go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Oh.
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Let me try that again, Stanley.
Wow.
I heard that you are pale.
Hey, this was a good ending to end on.
In love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery?
The end credits.
Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal. I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me...
More instructional videos.
More instructional videos. Let's see.
Well, I think that was a good place to end. There's obviously tons more endings to find, because I know the original Stanley Parable has a bunch more that I've not done, and there's still several routes to take with the bucket that I've not done as well. So oh wow, it's already starting off completely different because the bucket's just right there. Well, I'm sure I'll stream this again at some point. The sequel is now paused. Yeah, I think we're just going to end here for tonight, and I will stream this again at some point. So thanks everybody that watched this video, the stream. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to go to bed now and take some allergy medicine because my allergies are acting up. Okay, bye-bye.